Hello to all students. I hope you are doing fine. Today in my video we are going to discuss Phylum Ctenophora, which belongs to Cnidaria. Cnidarians are diploblastic animals which are found all over the world in oceans and seas. So first of all, we are going to look at the literal meaning of Ctenophora. If we look at the word Cteno means comb, which comes from Greek word, and phora mean to bear. It means these animals contain a comb-like structure which are known as compros. So on the basis of compros, these animals are known as Ctenophora. These animals are also known as sea walnuts, or they are also known as comb jellies. So in this video lecture we are going to discuss general characteristics of this phylum. So there are more than 90 species found all over the world, and I have already made a diagram for you. This animal is known as Plurobranchia, and we are going to discuss their features one by one. First of all, these are diploblastic animals. As you know that phylum Cnidaria contain all the animals which have diploblastic organization. They have two body layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Such animals which have two body layers are known as diploblastic animals. These animals usually have bioradial symmetry. Bioradial symmetry is that symmetry in which an animal can be divided into two equal halves in two planes only. That is known as bioradial symmetry. Next characteristics is that they contain gelatinous mesoglia. As you know that these animals have two body layers, ectoderm and endoderm, and in between these two layers there is a middle layer which is known as mesoglia, which is jelly-like. Usually in these animals, mesoglia is cellular and contain many cells, and some zoologists consider it as a third layer and consider these animals as triploblastic. They contain gastrovascular cavity. On the oral surface, this is the oral surface of the body where mouth is present, and from mouth water and food enters into the body, and this cavity inside is known as gastrovascular cavity, which act as a digestive system as well as water vascular system. So that is why they contain gastrovascular cavity just like other cnidarians. They contain nerve net as a nervous system. If we look at the nervous system, which I did not mention in this diagram, their nervous system consists of a network of nerves which is spread all over the body. They also have a sensory organ which is known as statocyst, which is active during which helps the animal to move or locomote in the sense of gravity. They also contain colloblast. If we look at this diagram, there are two tentacles which are emerging from the body. One is on this side and the other is on this side. These tentacles contain specialized cells just like this one, which I am going to discuss later in detail. These cells are known as colloblast. These are adhesive cells which help in the capturing of prey. These animals contain compros. If we look at the animal in the longitudinal section, and from aboral to oral surface, there are, as you can see in this diagram, red color lines. These lines are compros. There are total number of 8 compros which are extend from aboral to oral surface of the body. So these compros, due to these compros, this animal is known as Ctenophora because its shape like is comb. Their body is spherical, just like a walnut, ovoid shape. They are monoecious. Monoecious animals are those which contain sexual organ in the same body, male and female sex organs. Sex organs are including ovaries and testes, which produce gametes, sperms and eggs. Fertilization is external. When eggs and sperms are released in the water, they are fertilized over in the water, and where a flat larva is produced, which later develops into a new individual. And usually these animals are bioluminescence. It means that their gastrovascular cavity contains some cells which are very luminescent. They produce a kind of light, or when light falls on these cells they shine. So in the dark, if you put a light in the water and there is in this animal, and when the light falls on this animal, these cells shine and give a beautiful view of these animals. Now if we look at this animal, this is the aboral surface of the body and this is the oral surface of the body where mouth is present, and on the both sides there are tentacles which are help in the movement or locomotion of the animal. On the surface of the tentacles there are specialized cells which are known as colloblast. Colloblast are adhesive cells just like this one, as you can see in this diagram. Its upper part is known as hemispherical sticky head which can stick with the prey, and on the lower surface there is a long red color tentacle, and there is another tentacle or filament which is spiral around this straight tentacle, which is known as spiral filament, as you can see in this green color. So when a small crustacean or small rotifer animals come across the body of these surface of these tentacles, they stick with this surface, and when many animals stick around with this tentacle, then they are brushed away and transported to the mouth, where with water they enters in the mouth cavity. From mouth cavity they enters into the pharynx and ultimately reach into the stomach, where extracellular and intercellular digestion takes place, and from stomach there arises some gastrovascular canals which distribute the food, digested food, all over the body. And from the aboral end there is a small intestine which leads into an anal pore from where undigested material is thrown outside the body. So this is their digestive system. So we already had discussed their nervous system. On the aboral surface there is a statocyst which helps the animal against the gravity and helps the animal in the locomotion. Where the tentacle arises, there is also a structures which is cell-like, and it is known as tentacle sheath which surround the base of the tentacle. And that's all for today. I hope it makes sense, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye.